Um, I don't think it will be seamless. I think it's going to be difficult. I mean, of course. I mean, everybody just it's a lot of fresh faces. Got to learn the different offenses. Got to learn each other. Got to learn what each other like, where each other likes the ball, what combinations work, what combinations don't work. So once we figure all that out, I think it'll be great. But I mean, we have the right coach, the right support system, the right coaching staff that's going to go out there every single night and you know try to win games and but still try to get the camaraderie right and step in the right direction come postseason time. So
Tyrese, forgot my question. Next.
that's impossible.
There you go. Go ahead, James. Thank you.
I'll take over. James Jackson, WIP. We heard from Daryl Morey and your head coach about kind of the veteran guards that they brought in, guys like Reggie Jackson, bringing Kyle Lowry back, Eric Gordon too. So can you talk about some of the veteran leadership that you're gonna get to work with, and how that you look forward to developing your game even further as you go on?
Yeah. Everybody that we brought back was really good. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be great for the 76ers, the Philadelphia 76ers at that. That the guards that we have are, I'm going to use this for Kyle Lowry, old. Reggie Jackson, E.G., they're not old, but Kyle Lowry's old. But they're not just veterans, but they're like seasoned vets. Like they've been in tough situations. Reggie Jackson has, been on a championship team. E.G. has been very close, you know what I'm saying? Kyle Lowry led a championship team. So it's just like those guys have championship pedigree, championship experience. And, we're going to need them. We're going to need them we're going to use their voice, need their play, and need their leadership.
Hey, what up, Reese? Left, to your left, right here. Obviously, you've been in the gym all summer. I know every day is like 1% get better every day for you. I guess, like, what specifically were you trying to work on all summer and maybe add to your game that maybe you didn't have in the past?
I can't tell you all my secrets. That would be just throwing away a lot of hard work. No, but for me, I went into the off season with like 3-4 bullet points that I wanted to get better at, and I think that made it a lot easier for me. I did that the last year as well, and I just feel like I know what I want to get better. I know what I want to work on. I know what my strengths and my weaknesses are, and trying to turn my weaknesses into strengths. One was just like getting my body right, making sure that I was, 100% ready to, play an 82-game season and, a postseason as well. I feel like last year was my first year as far as kind of leading the charge, and it was difficult, playing in back-to-backs and playing heavy minutes. Sometimes, the body has to hold up for that. So I knew I needed to get a little bit stronger, endurance a little bit more. I don't get tired when I'm running, but, the body can get tired sometimes. So I think that was one of the main bullet points. The other ones were just wait and see if they worked, throughout the offseason. Yeah, I took a lot. I mean, for the first couple of games, like I said this on I think PG podcast. In the following years, like the first 2 years of my career, when Joel didn't play or James didn't play or whoever was not playing, I would just go out there and score a lot of points, and it would be easy because like they didn't have that type of scout report on me. But now I feel like they had a scout report on me. They kind of tried to base the defense around me and try to get me to do things that I didn't like to do, and then different traps and boxing one. So I had to figure that part of the game out. But once I kind of figured that out, like towards the end of the year, I feel like we was more successful. But it takes time, man. It takes a lot of time. It's not easy. Like I didn't see traps in high school. I didn't see boxing ones in high school. I definitely didn't see them in college. So my first time seeing it is in the NBA, the highest level of basketball. So that's difficult. But it's been great, and I appreciate that. I mean, we didn't want to be without Joel in that time, but I think it definitely made me into a better player.
So Tyrese, when you talk about, I know you talked about it's going to be tough, and I guess when you bring in different people, you got to learn personalities, how to play with them. With you being a point guard, what do you think it's going to be like for you though? What's the biggest thing that you're going to have to overcome this season?
I think the biggest thing for me is just knowing everybody, when they want the ball, how to get guys involved at all times. That's one of the biggest things that I worked on this summer, and that's something that you can't work on by yourself. I had a lot of people with me, in and out with me this summer, friends, family, and I went a lot of days where I kind of played like 3-on-3, 4-on-4, where all I did was pass and try to put guys in the right spot to score the ball. And I think that really grew my game, not just for seeing the game, but like my communication level of the game. Like putting guys in the right spot, telling guys, okay, go here, go there. And, me being probably the point guard on this team is going to be, it's going to be difficult, but it's going to be, I have to be that demanding. I have to be trying to control the game at times. So I think I'm ready for it. I mean, I'm getting old, honestly. I'm 23 years old. So I'm like ancient at this point, right? But nah, I mean, I'm happy, man. Honestly, I want to be able to go out into, South Philly and hear clap your hands, everybody, almost every game, right?
And a follow-up question for you. A lot of times when you come to the NBA, your goal is like, I want to be a starter, right? Then next thing you know, I would like to be an all-star. I would like to get paid. What are your goals for this season?
I have a lot of goals. Every day. So I used to do this thing where, like, in elementary school, I think, or middle school, maybe, I can't remember. But every day before the first day of school, I'll write down my goals, spiritual goals, I'll write down my academic goals, and I'll write down my basketball goals. Well, now, I'm just writing down my spiritual goals and my basketball goals. So it's like, I wrote down my goals, the night before training camp, so yesterday, last night, and right before I went to sleep. So I have those goals. I don't need to display those goals, but my main goal is for myself that I can display is help this team rally around each other and get, I say it all the time, 1% better every day, but I really do mean that. This team is going to have to get 1% better every day. We're going to have to step in the right direction come towards the end of the season to accomplish the goals that we want. So we can't really have we're going to have setbacks. We're going to go backwards, but if we go 3 steps back, we need to go 4 steps forward. You know what I mean? That type of mindset, and I think I'll bring that to the team.
In that regard, Tyrese, with the moves you made this offseason, with the progression that you're looking to make that you just spoke of, how do you feel you stack up against the Celtics, the Knicks, the Bucks, the Pacers, those teams?
I mean, honestly, you're not going to like my answer, but we're working on ourselves. We have to focus on the 76ers. Like, we have to play for the Philadelphia 76ers. Like, that's going to be our main focus. Then we can worry about those teams, you know what I'm saying, when we match up with them. But right now, we have to get ourselves right. We have to know how we want to play. We have to know who's going to play with who, what groups look good with what groups, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't worry about the outside competition till you know what the 76ers look like. But once we figure that out, we have a guy in Joel Embiid who is a generational talent, and whenever you have him on your team, you're shooting for the stars. You're not gonna go low. You're always gonna go high. And then you bring in guys like PG, myself here. Kelly's back, Caleb. The list goes on and on. Drum's back. Like, when you have a roster of this stature, you are trying to win. You know what I mean? So I think we stack up fine. But as soon as we get ourselves right, then we can start worrying about the other competition.
Tyrese, you've played a little bit with Paul in the offseason. What is he like on your side versus what you perceived of him as an opponent?
Yeah, I definitely rather have him on our team than have to, switch and guard him. I really have to have a conversation with the media team for some of the clips that they posted when he got on this team, but it's okay. But Paul's great. He's somebody who can do a lot of different things. You kind of just plug and play him too. That's the crazy part about him. Like, he's been an all-star, all-NBA player for almost a decade, I think. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he knows how to play. He knows how to play a role if he has to play. He knows how to bail you out if he has to. And then at the end of the day, he can also play defense and guard multiple positions. So that's going to really help us a lot as well. So I think, Nick Nurse is going to do a good job of featuring him and putting him in the right spots to be successful. And he's a guy who's hungry. He wants to go get something that he doesn't have. And we appreciate him for joining our team, the Philadelphia 76ers, and trying to do something special.
Your answer about working on yourselves aside, you obviously know what your group's expectations are. How much are you guys addressing that, and how much have you over the past few weeks since you've got this team put together in terms of, looking ahead to what you're trying to do and what it will take to do the stuff that you need to get there?
I think the biggest thing that you address is, like, for me, we know what the goal is. Like, we don't have to talk about it. Like, we're not about to sit here and just harp on every day. Yes, I think you need to mention those things because if that's your goal, then you have to attack it. So, yes, we have to mention it. But I think what our goal right now is, especially before we even get to preseason and training camp, and probably even before we get to December, it's just to like figure out, okay, what groups go well with who, how we want to play. Do we want to play fast? Do we want to play slow? What rotations? Okay, how do we want to play? How do we want to get PG involved? How do we want to get Joe involved? Like, where do I fit in? How do we get, what I'm saying? Well, I was saying, KJ, like it's so many different pieces that we have and so many different ways that we can play. That's what I've learned from like just the offseason. Like, man, we have so many different interchangeable parts, which is a blessing. So once we figure that out, the sky's the limit.
Hey, Tyrese. You mentioned that you're old now, 23. So
Yeah.
just what is it like for you now that you're kind of one of the more veteran guys, and now you have some young guys coming in behind you? What's that kind of been like, and asserting yourself more in a leadership role?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, honestly. Jared McCain, when I met him, was calling me a vet. I said, we got to put that to rest right now. We're not doing that. OG and vet, no. 23 years old, not an OG or a vet. But I have been here. I think the second longest on the team now. I think it's Joel, then it's me. So it's like, I know how things run around here, kind of. I've been around. And then I played a lot of basketball games, like meaningful basketball games, I think, for this franchise. I've been to the playoffs every single year. The second round, 3 years, just the first round last year. And I played in a lot of those big games. So I know, like, the intensity of them. I know how physicality gets. I know how every small mistake is magnified in those big games. So I think that's where I kind of come in at. And for me, I've always been, I think, a natural-born leader growing up. But I think the first couple years of my career were meant for me to learn and soak up a lot of different things from a lot of different people. And I think I did that. Shout out to Doc, shout out to Sam, shout out to Tobias, Danny, James, all those people who kind of poured into me, and I appreciate them for that. And now I feel like I'm still learning, still soaking up a lot of information from a lot of different people. But now it's my turn to go out there and lead, and try to bring guys along with me, not just my work ethic, but my mentality and my mindset. I mean, y'all know who I am. I love to win. I hate losing more than I like winning. So that's the mindset that I'm trying to bring to the table and bring to this team, and try to do it very professionally as well.
Tyrese, you mentioned that you have the second longest tenure on the team after Joel. Just as recently as 2 years ago, you guys were the only ones who are here now that were just here 2 years ago. Have you talked with Joel about how crazy it's been that it is just you two that from those 2 years that are still here, and kind of your role on the team as the two guys who have been here to kind of ingratiate everyone else into the roster?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy, man. Like, one, it's a blessing. So I thank God every single day that I can be here, honestly. I walk into the facility now. I was telling my mom, like, maybe 2 weeks ago, I think. I brought my little cousin up here to shoot, like, after, and he was just shooting and working out, whatever. But, like, I'm so blessed, man. I'm so happy. Every single time I walk in the facility, I get excited all over again. Like, man, like, this is my dream. Like, I dreamed of this. Like, I really worked extremely hard to get here, and now I can just work and get better every single day and kind of maximize, my potential. So, one, I'm blessed to be here that long, and two, yeah, here we are. And but it's good. It's a good thing, though. These are two guys that really want to win and really work extremely hard to be successful, and not just individually, but for team success, this franchise. And I appreciate them for putting their trust in not just myself, but Joel also. And, now we got to go out here and perform on the court and put this roster together and let KJ Martin come talk.